I'm Kendra.
Standing in the library of the Warren estate, I'm surrounded by the tense atmosphere. My mother, in a perfectly tailored navy suit, her eyes sharp as knives, and my sister, Stella, with her platinum, blonde hair and a haughty air, have just burst in. Stella sneers, "Kendra, do you think you're living in a dream? Your job was to fill in, not to steal my place." My mother chimes in, her voice cold as ice. "Do you know he's about to expand his business? You think your little gestures can keep you here?" I clench my fists, my heart pounding with anger. "Stella, he's not a possession for our family's gain. He deserves real love." Stella steps closer, her face inches from mine. "Do you love him?" I meet her gaze firmly. I don't know what to call it, but I'm grateful to have loved him sincerely. Just then, the door opens and Ethan, my husband, stands there. He's a successful blind entrepreneur who lost his sight in a skiing accident 5 years ago but still thrives in the pharmaceutical industry. He says calmly, "I'd like to take a walk." "Would you lead me, Kendra? Let me take you back to how it all began." I'm 23, a fresh graduate in fashion design. My family is well off, but my mother is a controlling woman, always pushing us to meet her expectations. Stella, 3 years older than me, has always been the apple of my parents' eyes. 6 months ago, Stella was engaged to Ethan. But she hated talking to blind people. "It makes me uncomfortable," she said. My mother, seeing that my voice was similar to Stella's, told me to help out. "Just a temporary favor," she said. Day by day, I got more involved. I learned to mimic Stella's laugh, read her emails to reply like her, and even wore her perfume. Ethan never suspected a thing. 3 days before the wedding, Stella disappeared, leaving a note saying she couldn't live this way. My mother cornered me in the dressing room of the Silverwood Chapel, where the wedding would be live, streamed on Ethan's family company's platform. "Stella isn't coming. You have to take her place. If this wedding fails, we lose everything," she said. I was terrified, but I had no choice. I walked down the aisle, my heart pounding. Ethan stood at the end, his eyes closed, looking serene. When I said "I do," the chapel filled with applause. But I could feel Ethan sensing something different about me. After the wedding, in the limousine on the way to the Warren estate, Ethan said, "You're trembling." I tried to cover it up, but he quickly noticed the change in my voice and the fact that I wasn't wearing Stella's perfume. At the estate during dinner, he asked about our first call. I was caught off guard when he mentioned a flower shop in the mountains that Stella would never have been interested in. He then called me by my real name for the first time. From then on, I started to let go of the act. I made Ethan's favorite tea, cleaned his room myself, and rearranged the books in the library that no one had touched since his accident. One day, I took him for a walk in the garden. I described the flowers, and when I didn't mention his tulips, he knew. That night, I read him a story, and he said my voice was different and warmer. He even said he might like this someone else more. After the confrontation with my mother and Stella, Ethan and I took a walk by the lake. He told me he'd known I wasn't Stella for a long time. "The day you made different tea, the way you touched my hand, and when you talked about forget-me-nots, I knew," he said. I confessed that I'd started as a lie, but everything I'd done for him afterward was real. He forgave me, and his simple utterance of my name made my world right again. Later, Ethan had an operation to restore his sight. In the hospital, when he opened his eyes and saw me, he said, "You're not Stella." I nodded, and he replied with understanding. He asked me to stay, not out of need, but because he wanted to start over with me. A year has passed. We now live in a cabin near a forest in the countryside. We named it Hope Haven, a place for the newly blind. I teach orientation courses, and Ethan teaches music. We've built a life based on honesty and love, proving that love can overcome deception and heal the wounds of the past.